Why wouldn't I want to have some type of push towards women to try to get married younger, to try to have families younger so that I could bring that birth rate up? If you could save the human species by simply changing around policies, wouldn't you try to do that?
Not necessarily.
Like, what would be an example of you not doing that?
So let's say you have a civilization of 5 people, and I don't think it'd be ethical necessarily to force those women to get pregnant if they don't want to by forcing the men to essay those women in order to keep your population going. So I would, across the board, say that that's wrong. Even if it prolongs the human species, I don't think women should be forced to give children.
Even if it would only be for a short amount of time.
100%.
Right. So then the human species goes extinct.
Yes.
So I'll concede on the essay one and just say, okay, fine, for the sake of argument, we'll let this one go.
No, not for the sake of argument. What would you actually say?
Well, I would say that you have a greater obligation
to essay the women.
If the opposition would mean global extinction, I still think that they would prefer to do so.
And if they didn't, if those 3 women on this island said, I would rather the meteor hit us, or I'd rather we die out than these men essay
the question isn't their preferences. The question would be the preferences of everybody in front of that. You would let the entirety of humanity go extinct.
Yes.
Why?
I'm prioritizing autonomy over prolonging the human race.
For instance, if I was the president of the United States, why wouldn't I want to have some type of push towards women to try to get married younger, to try to have families younger?
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is the Black Eye Podcast. And today we are going to be talking about the world population drop-off and the numerous, sometimes shocking perspectives. Stay tuned. So, different countries around the world are struggling to find a way to, induce women to have babies. So this is what's happening over in the Netherlands, I believe. I should know this. Why paying women to make more babies won't work. And it says here, as birth rates plunge, many politicians want to pour money into politics that might lead women to have more babies. Donald Trump has vowed to dish out bonuses if he returns to the White House. Well, this is an old article. In France, where the state already spends 5 to 4% of GDP on family policies each year, Emmanuel Macron wants to demographically rearm his country. Oh my Lord. South Korea is contemplating handouts worth a staggering $70,000 for each baby. Girl. Yet all these attempts are likely to fail because they are built on misapprehension. Government's concern is understandable. Fertility rates are falling nearly everywhere, and the rich world faces a severe shortage of babies. At prevailing birth rates, the average woman in a high-income country today will have just 1.6 children over her lifetime. Every rich country except Israel has a fertility rate beneath the replacement level of 2.1, at which a population is stable without immigration. The decline over the past decade has been faster than demographers expected. That is crazy. Doomsayers such as Elon Musk warn that these shifts threaten civilization itself. Good. That is ridiculous. But they will bring profound social and economic changes. A fertility rate of 1.6 means that, without immigration, each generation will be a quarter smaller than the one before it. In 2000, rich countries had 26 over 65-year-olds for every 100 people aged 25 to 64. By 2050, that is likely to have doubled. The worst affected places will see even more dramatic change. In South Korea, why am I saying it that way? In South Korea, where the fertility rate is 0.7, I can't really even comprehend that. The population is predicted to fall off by 60% by the end of the century. And we're not even going to talk about how Italy is not even in there. The decision to have children is a personal one and should stay that way. But governments need to pay heed to rapid demographic shifts. Aging and shrinking societies will probably lose dynamism and military might. They will certainly face a budgetary nightmare as taxpayers struggle to finance the pensions and healthcare of legions of oldies. Many pro-natalist policies come with effects that are valuable in themselves. Handouts for poor parents reduce child poverty, for instance, and mothers who can afford childcare are more likely to work. However, governments are wrong to think it is within their power to boost fertility rates. For one thing, such policies are founded on the false diagnosis of what has so far caused demographic decline. For another, they could cost more than the problems they are designed to solve. And that's where you have it. The world population is dropping off, and some people say that the government should stay out of it, don't interfere. But is the problem men or women?
Research suggests that for most child-free women, not wanting to have children is not about kids themselves. Most of these women are afraid of the physical and emotional exhaustion they experienced in a relationship with a chronically physically and intellectually underperforming man and project it on children backed by evidence. They evidently experienced impaired family dynamics and raising a man-child in combination with the absurd pressure and expectations put on mothers, which makes them fear the situation of being in the mother role rather than children themselves. It's primarily male underperformance that scared women from the mother role, not that women suddenly refrain from becoming loving mothers, which from my perspective is a completely valid perspective. Let me know your thoughts below.